Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo and I own Dow Law Firm in Normandy Park and talking to you today about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Now, if you're having financial hardships, one option that you may want to look at is a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Now, there certainly are other options and bankruptcy should be a last resort. There are many other options aside from bankruptcy, but for some clients, bankruptcy is the right option. And for some of those clients, Chapter 13 bankruptcy is the right option for them. Now, there's many options in looking at bankruptcy. It can be confusing. It can be very difficult to understand the process and what Chapter 13 bankruptcy could look like. And there's so many misconceptions online about what Chapter 13 bankruptcy is, how it works, why you would file Chapter 13. So let's go over some of those things today to kind of clarify what this process is and how it would work and to see if maybe it would work for you. So let's start with some of the main reasons why someone would file for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Well, the first reason sometimes is that the person doesn't qualify for Chapter 7. Maybe their income is too high. Maybe they filed a Chapter 7 previously and they haven't waited out their waiting period to file Chapter 7 again. And aside from that, the next biggest reason is usually to deal with their mortgage. So if somebody is past due on their mortgage, if they're facing foreclosure, Chapter 13 bankruptcy is going to give them the ability to save their home. Whereas Chapter 7 bankruptcy does not give you that option. The Chapter 7 bankruptcy is not going to help you to save your home. With Chapter 13 bankruptcy, we can work on a repayment plan on the arrears for your mortgage. We can stop that foreclosure and get you caught back up on your mortgage payment. So that is a really big reason why many of my clients are filing Chapter 13 bankruptcy, because they need to get caught up on their mortgage because they want to save their home. Another reason could be to deal with non-dischargeable tax debt. So if you have tax debt that is not dischargeable, but you want assistance in resolving that tax debt, Chapter 13 bankruptcy could be a viable option for you to do so. Also, if you own real estate or any other assets that you cannot exempt, meaning that you cannot protect them in Chapter 7, you might lose them in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and you want to keep them and still file bankruptcy, well then a Chapter 13 bankruptcy could be the right option. Now, a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is a repayment plan, but it really is specific to your financial situation. So we're going to look at your income, your expenses, your debts, whether your debts are secured debts, whether your debts are dischargeable debts. So we're looking at all these different things to determine what your Chapter 13 repayment plan may look like. So as there is no one-size-fits-all plan when it comes to Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Everyone's case will be so different because everyone's financial situation can be so unique that they're each going to have different provisions. So if you know of someone or you hear online about someone else complaining about their Chapter 13 plan, their payments are too high, or maybe somebody has a really low Chapter 13 payment plan, that really doesn't translate well to what your plan would look like and what your repayment would look like. So you really can't look to others' bankruptcy plans to know what yours would look like. That really requires that you talk with an experienced bankruptcy attorney who can assess your finances and help guide you through that process and inform you as to what your payment plan may or may not look like. Now, in most cases in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, you are repaying a portion of your debt. Now, what portion are you paying? Again, it's going to be based on a number of different things. So there's no one-size-fits-all answer. I can't tell you that you're only going to pay 10% of your debt or you're only going to pay 30% of your debt. Each case is so unique, which is why it's really important to meet with a bankruptcy attorney to help assess what may be right for you. In the Chapter 13 plan, how it works is that we review your finances, we come up with a budget, and then you are making one plan payment to the bankruptcy trustee. And then that trustee in turn is going to pay the debts for you. So you're not having to pay the creditors directly. You're making the one payment, and it's usually through a wage deduction. So if you're paid weekly or bi-weekly or once a month, however often you are paid, that's how often you'll make a plan payment. And then the trustee in turn will disperse that money to your creditors once a month based on what your Chapter 13 plan says. Now, with the Chapter 13 plan, again, it can be for up to 5 years. The minimum is 3 years unless you're paying your plan in full, but that's not usually common. So 3 years is the shortest, and it can go up to 5 years. Under the recent CARES Act and the extension of it, they are allowing plans to go up to 7 years if needed, but generally speaking, it's going to be between 3 and 5 years. Now, bankruptcy, whether it's Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, it can be very complicated. And having an attorney who is knowledgeable about bankruptcy and specifically about Chapter 13 bankruptcies, if that's what you're looking to possibly file, that will assist to ensure that your filing is successful. I never want to put a client into a bankruptcy plan just to set them up to fail. That's not what we're looking to do. We want them to succeed. So you want to work with a bankruptcy attorney who's going to ensure we're putting the best plan forward for you to make sure that you do succeed with your bankruptcy plan and moving forward. So give our office a call. Our number is 206-408-8158. Or visit us online at dallawfirm.com, which is DALLAWFIRM.com, if you would like to set up a free consultation to assess your bankruptcy needs to see if we can assist you. Thank you. Have a good day.